'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the dollhouse not a creature was stirring, not even a fluffle mouse. The silent boots were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that Santa Claus would soon be... I'm not doing this bit. We're not doing this bit. Welcome to the Top 10 in 10, a series where I try to make you a better duelist within 10 minutes. Today is the day before Christmas, and that means we have to do something very important. Somehow take the holidays and make it related to Yu-Gi-Oh! I already tried to celebrate with some good old-fashioned Genesis game, but it seems no one was really interested in that now, were they? But that's not going to stop me, because today I would like to bring to you the top 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards to spread holiday cheer. So to start off, I can't think of any card better than number 10, Gift Exchange. Very simple card, Gift Exchange. It is the most classic of all holiday-related cards to Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you just simply choose a card from your deck, banish it face down. Your opponent does the very same. End of the turn, you simply give the opponent a card, and you get the card they banished. No better way to celebrate the holidays than hand the opponent a little D. At number 9, we have the Gold Moon Coin. This is another classic gift-giving card, where you take 2 cards from your hand, hand them over to the opponent, and you get to draw 2 brand new ones. Allows you to cycle through your deck, and they're very funny. You could use this card to reverse Yugioh yourself, looping cards like the Gold Moon Coin and number 10's Gift Exchange to give your opponent all 5 pieces of Yugioh to not only spread the cheer of giving gifts, but also letting them win the game. Speaking of cards that benefit both you and the opponent, we have Chicken Game at number 8. Chicken Game, a very classic card. Mostly people use it to loop draws over and over again, but if you aren't familiar, Chicken Game actually does have a benefit to the opponent. They too can use the effect of Chicken Game, which is pretty obvious to most people who play with the card, but not only that, Chicken Game also protects the player at lower life points. Therefore, you can offer to your opponent a draw, or you can make sure they don't take any more damage. Just kind of saying, hey, there's a little truce here. I'm not going to be attacking. And of course, when you think Chicken Game, you got to think of a nice Christmas chicken dinner, right? At number 7, we have Trickstar Reincarnation. Trickstar Reincarnation is a very interesting card. You banish your opponent's entire hand, but you let them draw a brand new one. Essentially, it's like you're giving them a free mulligan. Of course, most people combo Trickstar Reincarnation with a card such as Droll-In Lockbird, so they do not draw any more cards after the activation of Reincarnation. However, to celebrate the holidays, I think we should all agree to stop playing Droll-In Lockbird for a while, so cards Reincarnation can resolve correctly. Number 6, we have Cerulli, Guru of Dark World. So if you're not familiar with the Dark World cards, I actually recently spent a long time reading these things, and do I never want to do that again. But Cerulli is a very interesting card. Cerulli, when discarded by card effect, summons himself to the opponent's field, so we give them the gift of Cerulli.
I don't really want this.
And not only that, he activates on their side of the field to make us, the player who owns the Cerulli, discard a card. Therefore, we are not only gifting the opponent a body, a monster, something they could attack us with, link off, XYZ with, anything, but we are also looping a card from our hand. Not only do they also go up cards on field, they also have the card bench of cards in hand, as long as they ignore that we just discarded a Dark World monster. Number 5, we have Nibiru, the big old lump of coal sitting here in the middle. Nibiru, the problem being, if you do not know, when the opponent summons 5 times during the turn, you have the option to activate the Nibiru, tributing every face-up monster on the board, and then they get a token that has the combined stats of everything tributed. You, of course, also get the Nibiru, but I think that's more of a lump of coal on your side of the board when they have such a nice token. Honestly, they're getting the much better deal, which is why I think this is the perfect card for the holidays. At number 4, we got one for all those people who like to gift each other investments on Christmas these days. Why? I don't know. Some millionaire living in California convinced your middle-class family that these are good gifts to be giving. But margin trading is the gift for for such a person. Margin trading simply lets you and your opponent stack a card on top of the deck, and that's it. They could discard a card to negate it, but would they really do that and just ruin the holidays? Really, discarding a card to negate margin trading is basically just returning a gift after you've been given it. At number 3, we have one of the most generous cards in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! And that is Phantasmal Lord Ultimo Bish Balkan.
No! Stop! Dude, he's gonna make the Synchro 8 the magma! No!
This guy is the pure essence of holidays, the purest of all gift givers. Because when Bish Balkan is summoned, he summons a token to every empty zone on the field, excluding the EMZs, of course. Meaning, we are giving the opponent a full field of monsters that can be used for something. And they all have stats that do maybe things even. But the use of Bish Balkan is that we are also going to give the opponent the very same Bish Balkan.
Huh? How did he summon that to my board?
So not only do they get all the tokens, they get the big, huge Bish Balkan who's been gaining attack because of all the monsters on the field currently. And that's crazy, right? They have this such huge monster. And oh, by the way, we summoned Machu Mech, target Bish Balkan, burn you for game. All right, okay, game 2, yeah. Number 2, we have Albion the Sanctifier Dragon, the big white gift giver himself. Sanctifier's interesting. So Sanctifier, not only is he a very giving monster, but he's also meta in multiple decks. So he's able to summon anything from the graveyards to both the opponent's field and our field. So he is very kind, but he asks for things in return, as we also get to summon a monster. He can summon for the opponent a Draco Tail monster, Ito, the Supreme Magic Being, or if the opponent would prefer, they can have a gimmick puppet, Nightmare. Really, it's a very giving monster. He's very caring. And finally, at number 1, obviously, the king of all Christmas cheer, Christmas joy, Christmas gifts, gift giving, all that. The card that embodies it the most. Of course, he has to be number 1. It's Santa Claus. Because not only does Santa Claus get summoned to the opponent's side of the board, but he also draws them a card, giving them both the big, powerful body of Santa himself, the pure, unbridled energy of Christmas. He also gives them a nice little gift of drawing them a card. Honestly, I don't see how we can beat that. I don't see how anyone can beat the giving power of Santa in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's the end of this video. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. The last top 10 of 10, I know it's been like 2 weeks at this point, but it did really well. I was really happy to see it have gotten so much support. Honestly, it feels pretty good to have a video go over 400 views, even if it stops after that. I also really appreciate all the RuneScape players who checked out the video just because it said RuneScape. They were just like, oh, I don't know anything but Yu-Gi-Oh! But that's aside. I wanted to make this just do something a little funny, special for the holidays. It's not something crazy, right? Not some highbrow, high concept video. It's just really simple. But with all that said, I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you guys in the new year. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.